Happy Mother's Day, and I hope that you are having a blast. It is the 11th of May 2025. Let's get into it. Tori here.
Your Uncle Flip.
Geelong-Flipper. Hey guys, Tori.
Your mate Tori.
It's Geelong-Flipper here.
Tori here.
Geelong-Flipper.
Me, Tori.
Tori here.
Tori here. The
Geelong-Flipper.
How you doing? Hey there guys, how you doing? My name is Tori Favreau, aka Uncle Flip, aka the Geelong-Flipper. That is the seatbelt alarm. Safety first, kids. Otherwise you end up with people like me. I'm hailing from Geelong, Victoria, Australia. And I make my living buying and selling stuff on eBay. The buying stuff is from anywhere. They parked really bad. And makes me sound like I think I'm the ultimate driver. Trust me, I know I'm not. But yeah, I document the journey and tell you guys about it, make new friends. I've been on eBay as a seller for 27 plus years. I've only started getting fully serious about it in the last 12 months. And only in the last 12 months has it been that it has been my full-time employment. So I do that, and I've written 11 books. They are on Amazon, and physical copies are available through my eBay store if you want signed ones. So, busy day. I'm glad that you guys like the new look of the baby warehouse, the offsite, and I've already been asked some questions about things that people are seeing in the back. So I'll get the first one out of the way. I was asked how much of the board games, how much do I have on them? Those board games are not listed yet, so maybe I need to move them out of eyeshot. I need to get into them. The thing with board games, guys, you've got to make sure they're complete. Really, like, unless it's something like a special edition Monopoly set where maybe the little tokens are all in the set, but it's missing one house. Like, I think it's called Monopoly Brands or something, and I've got that at home. The set is missing one green house, I think. It's something small. But all the tokens are there, the pewter tokens, so like the Coca-Cola one or whatever it is, you know, which always makes that sort of stuff interesting. But yeah, board games, I found them at a yard sale ages ago now for $2 a board game. So I picked up 16 of them. It's funny, I should be listing them because the ones I did list have all gone for more money than what I spent on all of them. So they certainly do turn a profit. Some of them were quite old as well. Always stuff to consider. Everything, you know, eventually everything sells. Eventually everything runs out to the point that your item will sell. You would bloody well hope, anyhow. Oh my goodness me. So yeah, those board games, they are not listed, but I really should go through the process of making sure that they are complete. And that's one of the things, I think, having the offsite now and the Daniel table and also the packing table is I've now got the room to spread out stuff like that and spend some time out there. I've also bought those big Thomas train sets that I've got to figure out what's what. I need to find a parts list for them, but they should go for okay money. If you are wondering just what the heck I'm talking about because you may be a new time visitor, chill. And stay with me because I can assure you, you'll find out that and so much more. And come join me on our live streams. They've been almost daily lately, but they are a lot of fun. And last night, interestingly enough, was the first time we've sort of been, I don't know, bots maybe, a group of people being stupid maybe. So the chat is a safe space to come and talk, and we've now got 5 moderators. Thank you, everyone. So I've been enjoying doing that, but new people to the channel, you'll learn a little bit. You'll learn from my mistakes. I'm not one of these channels where, you know, I'm going to pretend that I get everything right. I get lots wrong. I show it on camera. I'm very transparent about that sort of stuff because I think at the end of the day, the best teacher I can be is show you what not to do. It's kind of like when trolls or people like that, you know, do their thing. They show you what sort of human you shouldn't be. I guess there's a lesson in something for everyone, isn't there? There's only 5 5 orders to pick up today. It's not a lot. I'm sure there will be more. I just got one before I started filming. So I'm very grateful for that. They're just little sales today, but they're still sales that help me. So I am super grateful to anyone who buys things off me, whether it's a viewer, whether it's someone who's never heard of this channel. I'm very grateful that at some point I made a purchasing decision that someone else agreed with and wanted it. So there's all those things to consider when you're doing this job. It is the thrill of finding something that is worth good money is most certainly there. But the thrill of the sale is certainly there too, sometimes I almost feel more so when you are actually needing the money to live. Funny realization, but a true one. But still so very, very rewarding. So I want you to come on this journey with me. I do long format video as a rule. The reasons are manyfold, but the most primary one is I know that a lot of my friends out there who watch just play me in the background that I'm a talking voice while they are listing. So if you are needing encouragement to list, get off your bum, get in front of your computer or your phone and start listing while you're listening to me dribble on, okay? I'll do the talking here. No, please, I love the comments. Please do comment. It's really appreciated. I feel a bit out of sorts today, and it's my first Mother's Day without my mum. So I feel really like I'm driving talking to you guys, but normally around this time I'd be at mum's place just having given her a little present and a kiss on the cheek, and having a cup of tea or a coffee with her. Mum wasn't really fussy about doing the whole full-blown stuff, and it was always good to not surprise her. So I was always like, Mum, what would you actually like? Because I know that she wouldn't buy stuff for herself. She never asked for anything like full-blown expensive or anything. It was just little things that she would actually use. So yeah, it is a bit bizarre that I'm driving to the offsite for the first time on a Mother's Day, but I'm still acknowledging my mum. I miss her, and yeah, if your mum's still with you here, give her a quick squeeze if you can, and if she's not around, just send her a little thought. So there you go. I won't dwell on that too much. It is in the back of my head. I've woken up upset. I think when stuff like this happens, it's bizarre. I have very vivid, very real dreams, like to the point I think sometimes that I have been visited in my dreams, because there's not a single fantasy element other than the fact that, she's not with us here on earth anymore, but yet in my dreams she's talking to me and acknowledging the fact that she's also not here anymore. It's a bit bizarre. It's not morbid, but just in my dreams she's not alive, but she's able to interact with me and talk to me. So yeah, I wake up upset from the dreams, but I like them too, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It probably doesn't. It has nothing to do with reselling. But if you're new to, I overshare, and well, I don't overshare. It's a vlog, so it is what it is. You're sharing my life and what I need to get off my chest at the time, and the reason why I am fairly unfiltered is because I know you guys are going through the same stuff. So I think it's always a service to be of service to talk about some of the more awkward things, or loss or grief, heartache, worry, fear, happiness, joy. All those little feelings mixed together, they do feel good. You know what else feels good? Hearing that ka-ching of the eBay cash register. It was a nice feeling. It's happened a few times this morning. Like I said, I've only got 5 things to pick up, but I thought it gets me out of the house. I'm going to be going back and listing in the afternoon. I'm going to be seeing my father this afternoon just briefly, and yeah, but I'll be mainly working from home. I did some drafts last night on the live stream, which has sort of set me ahead for today, which is fantastic. And if I get enough done, then I'm going to aim to have 2 days off from listing. I've got to build a big enough draft bank to support 2 days of not listing. Of course, I will still be releasing those drafts, I think you should. But yeah, not actively sitting down and getting the items out of a tub. Then the machine fires back up again. I'm going to try to take Tuesday, Wednesday off. Going to try to do a Melbourne Savers run on Tuesday. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I probably want to get a few more sales under my belt for that. But I do enjoy the Savers, and I'll sometimes hit up little independent op shops along the way. So that is something that most likely will happen. I am rolling up now. If you haven't guessed, I'm going to get that the coffee and the toasty, and that's a big thank you to Paragirl, who jumped in like a possessed person on the live and donated $31 in the live stream. So thank you for my sustenance. Thank you. And also thank you to the channel members. I do appreciate you. I really do. All right, so here's the deal. Ali's she's meeting us at the offsite, and we're gonna have, I'm gonna have my cold coffee. I'm having nothing different. I'm a creature of habit. And she's gonna also have her little croissant and a coffee as well. And then we'll get stuck into it. I'll do a little bit of, I've got a question I was asked that I do want to address. It's not a bad thing. Hopefully you guys will stick around. I'll make it the heading of the episode. Well, yeah, I'll try to make it the heading of the episode in the title. Anyhow, I've got to order. Food is ordered. I repeat, food is ordered. Sustenance. So yeah, Savers run, just to get out of the house and go on a little adventure. And then on the Wednesday, I really like to do hardly anything. Maybe just take Ali out for lunch. Yeah, we found this place that does $15 lunches, Thai food, delicious. And I think by the time, like, we're even with a cheeky entree chucked in. Cheeky entree, right? A can of coconut sugar, right? With a glass of ice to put it in, right? Ali has oolong tea, right? And the two meals, $49. $49 sitting down for a meal with the most beautiful girl in the world. It is an absolute treat. I thought they were calling me forward. I was like, I'll get there when I'm ready, guys. I'm talking to my friends. No, I'd go there immediately. I think that's what I'm doing now. Oh no, they're gas bagging. They can gas bag. Because sometimes I worry if we go through the drive-through too quickly that the sanger won't be like toasted properly. If I'm using colloquialism, my toasted sandwich. Because I have had people in America go, what's a toasty? Toasted sandwich. Basically there's ham and cheese in the sandwich, but there's tons of it. There's delicious barbecue sort of sauce. They smash it down in a grill until everything melts. And I smash it down my face until it melts in my stomach acid. Yeah, come on guys, come on. So yeah, I'll get these orders like I said. We'll pack them, take the whole lot home, because then I will get the post ready, that I just smash it in tomorrow and not worry about things. That'll work. The only danger with, it's not danger guys, but the only danger with getting all the post ordered today and not waiting until tomorrow is that, well, there's no danger. I've got to get food. Hang on. Mission accompli, as they say. I've lost track of what I was saying. And the funny thing is, for you guys, you'll be like, you were saying blah, blah, blah. But for me, a couple of minutes went past. And I can't retain a thought. Ah, the post. There you go. I did retain the thought. So basically, the way I think of it is that, yeah, I could have possibly waited until tomorrow and just got it all done. And I got to keep remembering now, I'm using my my business post, or my post business, whatever. And it is making it so much easier, and using the Joe label printer, making everything so much easier. Like, my pack and track takes hardly any time at all now. Whereas in the past, it would literally, sadly, I hate to admit this, it would literally take me hours, because I was handwriting 23 labels. And Joe came to the rescue, Black Eyed Joe, channel member, and sent me a label printer. Extreme generosity. The whole channel is like based on building everyone up. So it blows my mind. It blows my mind that together, and I mean this, together, you, me, that guy over there, we've built something really special. You see these channels where, yeah, the YouTuber's got maybe 40 odd thousand watches or whatever, you know, subscribers, but he's rude in the comments. There's no community. Yeah, there's no real feeling of community or anything like that. It's just a case of he's done YouTube for a few years, and but I don't get any feeling of there being a family or a group. And that's just a you know, generalization. There's some people who do not connect with their audiences, and yet for me, and I was talking to my psych about this, and he was like, you realize that you are talking about these people like their family, and in a very real way, you guys are. You're just my little flip family. And that doesn't take anything away from the fact that I care, or that some of us may never get to speak to each other. But it still means that you are part of something that I care greatly about, and therefore I care greatly about you guys. We are at the offsite, guys. If you haven't been here with me before, my lady, Alison, she's got the power bank supply thing that I need to put lights on in there. But we'll open it up and get it ready for, I think she shouldn't be too far behind, but I know that you'll want to hurry up because I've got the food. I've got the food, and her coffee will get cold. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on, bear with me. Don't look up my nose. It makes me feel really self-conscious. Open sesame. Okay, this door's heavy. This door ain't heavy. It's my warehouse. Did you guys like that? Okay, so come in. Just wait a second. Okay. Look, guys, look. Okay, so basically, this is all my stuff. If you're new, just to give you an idea too. So that's one of the books I wrote. That is listed items, but I would love for viewers to get these. There's more Care Bears. Look up in my store for Care Bears. I'll give them a squeeze, give them a hug, give them good wishes and thoughts. That's another book I've written. Whoops, nearly knocked everything down with that Care Bear. Sorry, mate. And they're the games that I was asked about. There's some models that I picked up for, well, I got them for $2, but I bought a heap more. I haven't listed hardly any of them. This is stuff I need to move around. This is my packing table. This is obviously the bubble wrap holder on an A-frame, but I do want to elevate that up. And we prepare clothes for listing. Whoops, I just tripped. Prepare clothes for listing on just this little garment thing. Put them up here, give them a bit of a spray that they're all freshened up and takes out some of the wrinkles. But everything in the aboves here, except for like that one, that's all unlisted stock. There's a lot. Behind there's 2 fully functional Apple IIe computers. That's some of the stock I got out of the house, which is a bit naughty of me. But yeah. All right, so we'll wait for Ali to come here so as I can get that overhead light on. I put that light in myself, not that it's technical, but they don't have power. they're not allowed to have electricity in these because of fire risk. But we were able to save up and buy a power station that we ourselves take backwards and forwards with us, and it can give us, worst case scenario, well, about 19 hours of light. And then obviously if we connect more things to it, there's less, but clearly a full work day, and it charges really quickly too. We'll just wait for Ali to show up now, and then I'll quickly get on with the day. I'll get my iPad ready and we'll have a crack through it. The sun on my back is amazing. That's one of the things I can tell you right now. Being 52, 53 this year and having arthritis in the base of my spine and my hip, this sort of warmth, it's just like, oh, just let me go north. Take some of the cold out of the day. But days like this, they're beautiful. Can't go wrong. All right, let's get some light in the place. Well, I'll shut up for a moment anyhow. All right, guys, welcome to the offsite. We are just going to answer a question, or rather we're going to address a couple of questions from the previous episode, not the live stream, though that was a lot of fun, and I encourage you to have a look at it. Don't forget, guys, there is a live chat replay, so you can see what the people were typing to me. Just figure it out based on your phone, your browser, or however it is that you happen to view. You'll have to do a Google search because it's different across several of them, I think. Okay, so the main question I wanted to address here is, if I sell an item, it's by Helen. Thank you, Helen. If I sell an item for $20 plus $10 postage, and you sell an item for $30 free postage, wouldn't both 90-day totals be $30? What am I missing? Okay, so the thing is, and I'm going to explain it because Major Lurker also was wondering or agreeing with Helen about this one. Guys, the 90-day total part wasn't my concern, nor is it the reason why I offer or paid for postage only, right? The reason why I talk about this is you can get caught out, right? So, for example, and this is an old example and regulars will have heard this one, but I'm going to repeat it because I want you guys to not get caught out and understand why I harp on about the darn thing. Okay, first things first. Some people do blanket free postage, just free postage, but they also open up for international purchases. Now, in your case here, where the question was about, you know, the $20 plus the $10, right? So I don't work it like that. All right. So my policies, I have business policies set up for my postage. They protect me, they protect the buyer, but they more protect me. They make it fair for the buyer. Okay. So ages ago, I sold a big old Lego set. It was cool as, big, it was heavy, and I put $21 on it for post. Yeah, 21 bucks will get it. But it was sent to Perth. I got to the post office and the lady behind the counter said, "That'll be $85, please." The customer paid $21 because I didn't do calculated shipping. So when you do your free shipping, you're not doing your checks and balances. That's the only thing. And look, this is YouTube where it's only me talking and I can only read what you guys write to me. All right. So I don't get the whole story. But this is why I say charge postage. This is why I say if it's a larger item, if it doesn't fit in an Australia Post satchel within their weight guidelines, weigh it, measure it. Weigh it, measure it. Calculated postage. Because can you imagine, like she showed me a hack to get the price back down. But yeah, it was done on weight and it was heavy and it was done on the dimensions and it was $85 to get it to Perth. That's why I harp on about and I charge postage. And that's why I don't agree with doing free postage, because when you do the free postage route, you're either going to get bitten, and I don't want that for you, or you're going to have to limit where you sell. So if you're in, let's say I live in Geelong, but let's say Melbourne, because most people around Australia will know Melbourne better than Geelong. I live in Melbourne, and I know that I'm only going to sell stuff to Tassie and to New South Wales and to Queensland, because I don't dare send anything over to WA because the postage will be more if it's a big bulky item, and I'm doing free postage. I mean, technically, you could sell in the scenario where I'm selling the item for $30 free postage. I might actually lose, because just because something is $30 doesn't mean it can't be this big. You know, it doesn't mean that. It's just that it's a $30 item. And I prefer the transparency of knowing when I charge my price. I hope it's fair, but I also want the transparency for the customer to go, okay, I get that, it's $10, that $10 actual, etc. So everyone does their stuff differently. I am teaching based on what has happened to me. And it's not so much teaching or anything like that. It's telling you, that was my stomach, telling you what has happened to me in the past so as you don't repeat those mistakes. I hope that helps. And like, once again, I know there's an attractive element to having free postage on the listing, but Helen, as you rightly said, you've got two scenarios where it's still 20, the $30 total, yeah, and they do go onto your 90-day total, which I'll address in 2 seconds. But that is never the crux. I mentioned it in passing that don't forget, guys, the postage is in the 90-day total as well, because it's an expense. You're going to have an expense come out of that, right? That's why I mentioned it like that. But I think there is something, and you've brought it up, and your examples are correct. So in one of them, and this will be, let's pretend it's me because I charge postage, I would sell the $20 item for $20, and I would charge the $10 postage because it is $10 for the postage, right? Transparency, product, postage. Customer sees there's a total. Now, they look down at the next listing, which happens to be Jamie's, and it's the same thing as what I'm selling, your Uncle Flip, but Jamie's selling it for $30. The customer is not, because let's remember, when we sell something, they see listing, 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 listing. They see it. And they're going to go, that Jamie's trying to pull a Swiftie. He's throwing the postage price into his listing. That's not free postage. It's a lie. I rather transparency. And it's not because I'm setting out to, or, and people who do offer it, they're not setting out to rip people off. But don't forget, the customer sees all those listing prices and pretty quickly figure out you're just building it into the price. And in some cases, you get someone with the tism like me who can see that is the price and see there's free postage. And my sense of, like, because stuff like that does it upsets whatever's in my head. I just go, nah, that's wrong. I wouldn't buy. If it was that obvious, I just wouldn't buy it. Because to me, it'd be like you're trying to hide that. I don't know. I may not be saying it very well. I would rather see the $20 and the $10 and go, yeah, okay. Now, for the seller, yes, 100%. The seller is going to cop it. eBay charges fees on this kind of thing, and there's a reason for it. eBay charges their fees on your total nowadays because in the past, people thought they'd rip eBay off. And what they would do is, it used to be that the postage did not get the eBay tax, right? So people would make their postage ridiculously expensive, crazy expensive, and the item cheap. And it didn't take long for eBay to see through this fact and realize that they weren't getting their fair share of money. So they introduced charging that fee on the post and the product. And that's why it happened. In the past, like I've been doing this for 27 odd years, I can tell you right now, in the glory days, the old days when I was selling empty French fry packets for $10 to people in America who wanted Olympic souvenirs, we didn't get charged on postage. So it does add up onto your 90-day total, but it's more that, at least in my head, when I receive my money from eBay, I know that money was there for my postage. You can sort of factor it out a bit easier. Whereas I think the free postage people would take hits constantly, especially if you're not like a higher postage band. And yeah, the free postage, it's hogwash. No one in the free postage community is actually giving the customer free postage. It's all being put into the final price of the product, which for any savvy shopper, they're just going to see it. All right. Hope that helps. Thank you for asking. Keep these questions coming, guys. It's healthy to have discourse. All right. There was another thing here. Okay. So Anne asked, based on yesterday's question and answer about, how much does it cost or how much should you be earning to go full time? And she asked, I'm curious, what sort of profit margin is there as a full-time person? The lady that said that she needed to make $5,000 a month, so $60,000 a year, roughly how much would she make out of that? This is a really, really good question, all right? But unfortunately, and there is no answer, okay? Because we all buy stuff at different prices. So we all promote listings at different rates. Some of us don't do that. Some of us offer free postage. So there is no definitive answer as to how much Kylie would make, but I hope she makes tons. I don't have an answer. I don't know how much she pays for her stock. I might pay different rates. Like, for example, I was very lucky. This cat here, I paid $3.50 in savers, but I think she goes for about 40 or $50 on my store based on sold comparisons. I paid the Barbie head back there. I paid 50 cents for that. And it typically goes for about 100. That one, it's my own personal stuff, but I'm just selling it because I wanted to focus more on Batman. So everyone's selling different stuff for different prices for different reasons. All I can tell you is do your sold comps when you are picking items to sell, unless it's your own personal and you just want it out of the house. So what is the profit margin? No idea, because it's going to be different for everyone. But thank you for the question. It is a good question. And I already answered the one. Sorry, it was Bianca who was asking about how much do I sell those board games for? I don't know because they're not listed yet, but I'll make more than $2 on them. It's the best I can do with that one. All right, friends, let's pop you back down and we'll pick these orders and get out of here. All right, so guys, welcome to the ground floor. I'm going to get this out of the way very quickly, right? Don't let this grey hair, right, charming beard, wolfish smile, lazy left eye, and slightly unfit body fool you. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give advice about things along that line. And that's where I really want you to be super effing careful about other YouTubers offering courses. Like, this is not a course. It's my life. It's my life experience. It's telling you the stuff I know. But asking about profit margins from some 52-year-old who just, sells stuffed bears, no, please don't. Because I'll always give you what I think, right? But I'll also say, if it's something that will affect your livelihood, your home, your well-being, your health, you go talk to someone with letters after their name who specializes in finances. I can tell you what I think sells this week. I can show you what sold this week and how much it was for. But I don't know, like, how much eBay pays out on all the different categories. It's different. They charge different fees based on the category you might be selling in. There's no standardized pathway for any of us to go on. And there's also volume. So, for example, I think you guys would remember when I got started really doing a lot of the YouTube stuff, I said to you, I'd love to have 30 $10 sales a day, just cranking it over, even if it is smaller profit stuff. This is something that we forget. High volume is fantastic. It is. But generally the sellers who do super high volume don't have super high profit per sale. It's overall sales. So work out, if you're going to niche down, do that. That's another reason why I like being an everything seller, because I get a bit of everything, from the high profit to the lower profit to just the nice little, everyday bread and butter profit. Sometimes I break even. But yeah, please, 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 with any of that stuff, seek out the services of a financial professional. And just so as you know, in most states in Australia, like, there'll be small business councils that will provide financial literacy to you, delivered by a professional for free. There's even buses that get around helping people out, where you in remote areas can access that same information. Take advantage of the free professional services that are provided to you. And if you're really stuck, you just pay the money and you pay a small business specialist or an accountant to explain that stuff to you. They've done all the training. They've got like the degrees and all that sort of stuff. For me, it's the military and the big old school of hard knocks. And I guess when I'm trying to tell you how to do stuff, I at least do have my certificate for in workplace training. I do have that. I can deliver subjects, but only stuff I know about. I don't know about that sort of stuff. So I hope that covers that bit too. That's a caveat, all right? You can ask the questions. I'll answer what I can, and when I feel like we're getting into deep, dark waters, I will tell you to go and seek professional advice and not just do what I do, because it's not always successful. This is a good coffee. I can advise you on that. Okay, so all the seriousness aside, let's have a look here. And if you can hear stuff happening in the background, Ali is getting some stock ready to list, and it's actually really cool stuff. So you may hear a bit of a bump and a clatter occasionally. All right. Where's my eBay app? I've knocked it off the little thingamajig, the thingamajigs. Let's see here. Yeah, I know. There it is. There it is. Like I said, not a lot to pack. Hopefully there's a fresh sale there, but there is not. So we've got a few things to pick, and it'll be nice and quick. First things first, out of the death pot, I got it down before I started because I had to climb up a ladder, and I just didn't want to bare my butt on the camera by mistake. So, and now Ellie's laughing. I'll climb up again once the camera's off. Okay. All right, so this is a water bottle holder, cute as a button. I showed this one on a live stream. I paid $1 for it. And yeah, you put the little hot water bottle in there, or you put little kids' jammies in there, or you could maybe, I don't know, hide your life savings if you don't trust banks. Up to you. And that went for $15 plus $10 postage. So I was very happy with that. One of these ones in the tub here, it's in tub 5. I'll grab tub 5 out now. This is funny. I've had this book for some time. Ironically, I got it for free because Vinnies were throwing it out. It was in a big pile of books that they were chucking. And I said, can I fill a box for $20? And they said yes. And I probably got about 400 books and DVDs that they were throwing in the bin for $20. So someone can do the maths and tell me how little I paid, because I'm not going to even try to mathematics that. By the way, though, check these out. These are super cool. These are really old Dr. Seuss books. Some of these guys, look for them out in the wild. Some of them do comp rather well. So don't sleep on Dr. Seuss. The right ones are good money. So this book that I'm popping out now, it's a pop-up book. Sorry, yeah, it's literally a pop-up book. Even though I was saying the word, I didn't remember. And yeah, it's a Marvel Incredible Hulk one. It is old, but they're worth good money, and you may see them out and about. I did have 2 of them. I sold one a while back for I think $40 or $50. This one I didn't get $40 or $50 for it. I got $25. And but it has sat in the tub for a while, and it'll be adios amigo. And I'm super glad for the sale. Very grateful. There it is. It's cool, but yeah, it was in this massive pile of about hundreds of things in a box that I paid $20 for. So The Incredible Hulk, a Piccolo pop-up book, Trapped. But check it out. So let's have a look here. Let's have a read together. All right, guys, it's Uncle Flip's story time. Ready? But say it's a pop-up book. It's cool. So I'm sure the Hulk's in there. Yeah, there we are. Kaboom. Stuff moves, does its thing. They're very, very simple, but they are old. And these ones that I've got are in exceptional condition. So that's a good sale, guys. Look for stuff like that. You know, practically free for $25. That's a good conversion rate. You reckon? I do. Yeah. Okay. So three more things and then we can go already. I think I spent more time talking to you on the drive over. Okay. Oh, there's one of those board games that I paid $2 for. Just little things like that. And it is interesting, guys. So you see older games like that, you may think they're absolute crap, but they're not. And they also are a godsend for people in the TV and film industry who are trying to get props from a particular time period. So that Super 3 game, which looks like it's from the early 80s or something, may show up in a TV show one day. I'll never know, but it'll be a convincing prop. I know in the credits they should put like Uncle Flip's, eBay store as like a source or a credit or something. Don't think they will. It's a bit selfish, but I can't control that, guys, all right? I can only tell you what I think and spout nonsense from my face. Okay. Okie dokie. Tub 5 is done. Yeah, all right. There's one of the hell tubs I've got to get something out of. That's okay, though. It's still a sale. This is a $12 DVD, a horror DVD. Come on down. Come on down. I'll show you. I'll show you all the anguish and pain that I have to go through. It's not that bad. It's a little bit painful, but tub 3 is hidden back here. So I need to move stuff to get to it. So this is a horror movie, and if you do like your horror movies, I've got tons in my store. Some of them are obscure, some of them are mainstream, some of them are good, some of them are complete rubbish. This one, in my opinion, is somewhere in the middle. It's certainly not scary, but like I said, I watch a lot of horror, so maybe I am a tad desensitized to that stuff. And Michelle, I do appreciate the tip to place the DVD spine up, and that actually makes sense in the non-clear tub. So it may be something I do adopt over time, mate. Not today, but over time. Because, yeah, glancing at the spines makes a hell of a lot more sense and just removing rows at a time. So thank you for that tip. It was a really good one. Oh, look at the unrealistic claw on that cover. It's amazing. Oh, and the movie's called Claw. I don't know if you guys have read The Silent Patient. It's in this tub. I did read it. It is so, I know it was super popular, but it is such... Look, the story itself is good, but the twist is so obvious the whole way through. I'll tell you what it is. No, I won't. I won't do that to you. But it is like a thriller for beginners. And maybe that's literally, I don't know what it is, but it was so popular, and I was like, yeah, I thought I'll read that, and I did. But like I said, it was just too easy to figure out. I prefer one that at the end, they may have to explain it a little bit to me, but that there's sort of tangibility to it, and you go, oh yeah, that's really clever. That made sense. Whereas this one was from the very beginning, it was like, oh my goodness, this is so obvious. It was still enjoyable, but it was like a lazy thriller. Or like I said, a thriller for beginners. This is how you read a thriller. You can try to guess along, but we'll just tell you at the start anyhow. Yeah, this is big horror type. And Power Rangers too. Power Rangers are seeing a bit of a resurgence. I'll probably talk through so much of this I can't even find the movie. Oh no, it's right here. Boys from County Hell. So it's like horror comedy, but midships between being good and a waste of time. It's not my problem. Not my problem. I didn't write it. I just saw the movie. But I also do love the fact that horror has so many like subgenres and other bits and pieces that we can look at. I think that is pretty neat. And really good horror comedies. Like there's this guy, Tori Favreau, wrote these horror comedies called The Dead of Christmas, The Dead of Egypt, The Dead of Easter. Like the way that guy writes, phenomenal. Like funny, scary, but funny. And lots of swear words. There's lots of swear words in those books, including all the big bad ones. But, you know, the guy's a literary genius, it's been said, in all the most popular places where people talk about horror comedy geniuses. And, yeah, quite frankly, I know that their opinions are not biased or anything like that. They wouldn't be swayed. So I just have to take it with, you know, in the vein that's been written. Now I am absolutely gabbling nonsense, and in case you didn't pay attention, I'm Tori. They're my books that I wrote, and yes, they are funny, and I'm proud of them. And I appreciate everyone who's bought them. Okay, so that's a break-even one. I think I paid $12 for it. That's what I sold it for too. Didn't buy it as stock. Bought it to watch. Wasn't that thrilled with it. You dig? All right. Tub 50. So yeah, this one has sat with me for a while. It's by Raymond E. Feist. Is that it already? Oh no, two more. Tub 50 and Tub 39. We'll do Tub 50. It's a Raymond E. Feist book. It has sat with me for a while. I'm surprised it went nice and cheaply, which is good for the customer and fine for me. I think I paid $1 for it. It's not what we'd classify as a good sale, but it's a sale, and it removes that much weight out of the tub and room. Let's have a look here. Okay, so that is going over to Western Australia. So I've charged $10 postage on it, and eBay are taking $2.75 off me in fees, so it wasn't a promoted listing. And yeah, leaving with $15.75, and it'll probably cost me $10 to get over there. So as you can see, like I said, don't just blind buy. That's $5 potentially, like, well, $4 profit, roughly. Is that right? Yeah. So that stuff is, if you're doing it in volume, yeah, bread and butter stuff. But if you're doing it and that's really all you're getting, it's not worth it. I'm surprised that wasn't actually in one of the Death Bowl Challenge tubs, because I have had it for quite some time. Raymond E. Feist is a brilliant author, though. Like, that part of it is, like, they're getting a good book. Okay. Last is another small sale. It's only an $8 sale again. And I actually, I would have paid $2 for this book. So, as I said, it's not always good money. Let's have a look here. Yeah, okay, so this is actually a really good example to be showing you. And in terms of transparency, I probably lost money on this one, but we'll do a quick break. That's at a glance. It's in tub 39. It is a Dilbert book. I should have paid attention to the title because I've got 2 Dilbert books in there. The Dilbert Principle. All right. What can I balance this thing on? Got all these little plushies holding down the fort. No, I'm going to have to get this guy out. But yeah, we're going to look at this one because I do want you to see that not all that glitters is gold. And when I bought it, I didn't comp it. I just thought, oh, surely Dilbert's still popular. Dilbert is a cartoon character, sort of in an office environment business. I think Scott Adams, Scott Adams writes it, draws it. And, you know, if I went back again, I wouldn't have picked it up. Not for reselling anyhow. But yeah, I bought a few Dilbert books that day. So if you love Dilbert, yeah. Realised my eyes looked feral then. We were talking about psychopaths the other day, and so apparently it's like one of the facial things they do. I can't do it because I've got heavy lidded eyes, but I'll show you with my fingers. So if they look at you the whole time like that, and you can see the white above their eyes, that's a psychopath. Isn't that right, Ali? It changes your whole face. It changes your whole face. Of course, it's going to be under everything. Of course, I'm going to complain. It wouldn't have mattered if it was at the top. I would have complained. Yeah. Okay. This is the Dilbert Principle. So, thick old book. Book. All right. Let me get this stuff away, and then we're going to break this down, and then we're going to go. Because, well, I'm going to put it in packages, and we'll take all them with us. All right. Oh, a Care Bear in a tub. I don't know. Does he live on the shelf or does he live in the tub? Shelf or tub? Shelf or tub? You guys put it in the comments. Does a Care Bear live on the shelf or in the tub? In the comments, please. And just say the Care Bear in tub 39 deserves to be in the tub or the shelf. I want to know in the comments. All right, you guys decide. I know where he should be, and it's not where I'm putting him right now. Something I did get a notice from. Someone sent me through, and forgive me because I can't remember. Someone said to me, "Hey, my kids want all of your Care Bears. Can you work out an offer for me?" No. No, I'm not going to, because it will take me forever. What I would suggest is you put them all in your cart, and then I will do you a fantastic deal. But don't make me go hunting, because that will take me forever to quote. So just go into my store, type in Care Bear, and you can see them all. And if you really honestly do want them all, I will be sad to let them all go at once. But don't forget, guys, you can send Care Bears that won't be sold to PO Box 7002 in Highton, Victoria 3216. When you see me do the live streams, the Care Bears behind me, they've been sent by viewers because they know they make me happy. So let's talk about this book briefly, and then we'll get on with the packing and the snacking, and we'll get out of here. Leave Ali in peace and quiet. because we've both got to go see Dad soon as well. Ellie doesn't have to. She's going to. It's going to be weird. I know seeing Dad. Oh, sorry. It's going to be weird for Dad as well because, obviously, well, he's my dad. It's his first Mother's Day without the mother of his children being there. Bloody terrible, guys. Bloody terrible. All right. I told you guys earlier I wouldn't harp on about that too much, but it is what it is, isn't it? I'm not going to apologise for being honest with you about how I feel about things. Okay, so I paid $2 for this book. I know that. Don't know why. Autism. I did the comps for it, and I sold it for $8.50. Postage, I charged $10. Now, this one is going to Melbourne, so I might come out of this actually better. But I'm going to give you the scenario where I wouldn't, okay? I'll give that as well as, because I don't know. Postage bans, let's pretend they don't exist in this scenario. Okay, so $10 postage because it won't fit through the slot of a letterbox. Now, guys, if you're not sure what I mean by that, go into your local post office. They give them to you and ask for a letterbox template. They'll give you a bit of cardboard. If it goes through, that can be placed in one of the green cardboard mailers, which I've got here. You can go into one of these. As long as it fits in it, you can go in it, and that comes with tracking. All right? That doesn't. So it's got to go either in a padded mailer or, I don't know, should I try to jam it into one of the really cheap ones? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyhow, I digress. I listed it for $8.50, right? And so it was bought. Thank you for the purchase, by the way, if you're a viewer. But here's the breakdown. So $18.50 was paid by the customer. From that, eBay then took $2.75. All right. Then, because I had it promoted, they took an additional $2.04. So $4.79 is already out the window. And then we've got $10 in postage. You see what I mean? It chews it all up. Because then you've got to factor in the $2 I spent as well. So this is why we comp things. This is why we don't just buy stuff because we think it looks cool. And I'm guilty. I am guilty of that. We all are. There's little things that we think are cute or whatever, and we grab them, and they're not worth anything. But it's fun to shop, isn't it? So, yeah, stuff like that. But the main reason it costs me more is because I am one of those super cautious sellers, and I track everything. Every single thing that leaves. The only reason I wouldn't do it is because it's a mistake and I've still paid for the tracking. Everything I send is tracked. Do not leave home without tracking. It's crazy on the yard if you do it. All right, so first things first, we're going to get this stuff ready. All right, so, and then we'll get out of here. Okay, so will this guy fit into this satchel? At the moment, with the postage being so affordable on the extra small flat rates, if it even remotely looks like it's going to go in, that is where it's going. This one may not, and if it doesn't, that's okay. We'll just bang it straight into a small satchel. Oh, okay. So, get in there, mate. Get into the small bag. Okay, that fits in. Don't forget, till the end of May 2025. eBay and Australia Post are making the post on these bad boys half price, which means this is now being sent for $4.28. You got to buy the things through eBay, but that is fine with me. So let's have a look here. It's going to Kenneth. Thank you for your purchase. I might need to run some packing tape around that. I got to be a bit excited with the ceiling. Oh, what a feeling when you're stuffing up the ceiling. Like that? That was good, guys. Okay. These are absolute slam dunks into here. As I said, if I can send stuff for $4 that's got tracking, hell to the yeah, that's how it's going. Owen, thank you for your purchase. By the way, guys, I'm just thanking people. I don't know if they're viewers. Doesn't hurt to have manners. I do find that, like, because on my feedback, if you've bought off me, I will say, hey, you know, I document my adventures on YouTube. So I'll use the feedback one to say thank you. You know, you're a good egg for buying, but I also use it as an advertising tool for my YouTube channel. If you can double dip, you may as well. You're still doing the buyer a solid by giving them feedback. I've set my stuff to automated feedback now. It's weird though. If you do the automated feedback through the eBay website, you don't have as many characters to use than if you do it through the phone app. It's weird. Garen, I hope you enjoy this Hulk book. I know there was a guy who was after it for ages, and but he was offering me very little money for it, and you've got it substantially less than what it's worth, but substantially more than what he was offering. So I'm glad you got it. Good on you. Okay, so these are going to be the two challenges. Let's see. The Raymond E. Feist book may not fit in, but I believe that Dilbert will, which is going to be a very small blessing. Yep, he fits in easily. Just let me get a hammer and I'll get the book the rest of the way in. It'll be good. No, that fits nicely. And that is the last sale that's happened so far today. If there are more, then that's good. I can deal with them tomorrow. And tomorrow will be a bit of a hectic day, but a good one. I'm trying to get enough done that I don't have to touch eBay, as I said, other than releasing drafts for 2 days. It's a nice thing to aim for. Thinking that we may actually have a 2-day weekend, because as much as like we love doing the big Oppo run on Tuesday on our day off, it's still work of a sort, even though we love it. Like sourcing is fun, but it's still work. And it's more the distances that we're traveling that day too. Like we still want to do it, but you come home exhausted. So I'm not going to force this one too hard. They've paid decent money to get it over there in one piece, but I am curious. Well. Okay, so don't underestimate the tip that I gave you about how to make these hold a little bit more. Running your hand gently from side to side. That's in there now in a hex paper padding. It's perfectly safe, but I've now sent it for $4.28 instead of $10.95. And I do believe that depending on where in Perth, if it wasn't a major capital city, in WA, if it's not a major capital city, then you do pay the full rate, which in this case for a small would have been $10.95. But as it is, it fit in without hurting the book at all. So this is what we love. Ashley, thank you for buying this. And yeah, it is... it's going over to somewhere called Success in WA, and I don't know where that is. So I lived in Western Australia for nearly 2 years when I was in the Navy, but it was at HMAS Stirling, the base in Rockingham. So that was that was where I lived. But when I went ashore, I used to love going to Fremantle for like the pubs and live music. And I loved going to Perth mainly to buy music. It's where I got a lot of my punk CDs from: Dinosaur Jr., Sonic Youth, Dead Kennedys, you name it. That was where I got a lot of my music from. It was so much fun. All right, guys, we'll get these into the bagage. Hopefully there's more sales during the day. I would love there to be a reason why I have to come back over to the offsite tomorrow. And we'll get this into the car and get out of the offsite for now. All right. Okay, so that wasn't me looking at you engagingly. I was trying to read a message on its side. So as you can see, the weather is absolutely divine, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for the warmth that is popping on down right now. So that was a quick pick, but we managed to drag it out with our conversations. Let me know if you're finding the question and answer format good, engaging, if it is of help. Like I said, it's just my perspective on things that I am learning, so take it as that, just a friend talking to you. And hopefully I was able to explain the postage thing. I hope that made sense, because I do know, like, sometimes it's funny, there can be absolutely heated debate on that topic, and where in fact I don't care what you do. You know, I do, as long as it works for you. That's what I care about. So, you know, if free postage works for you, good. That's awesome. If you do what I do and charge it and it works for you, good. If you're offering free postage and not getting caught out, great. There's no right or wrong. There is just simply my way. Hope enough of you stuck around for that last bit because it made me laugh. Yeah, there's no right or wrong with this thing. It is a game that we're all playing, and we're all playing it slightly differently. And in this game, there is nothing wrong with that either, because there aren't set rules. There's no definitive right and wrong. There is certainly ethical and unethical, but you know, the way you do something, it can be however you like as long as it works for you. So, and of that, I'm absolutely sure that you guys are going to be killing it out there. If you're not and you're wanting some additional help, pop on over to the Facebook group at Geelong-Flipper family. Answer the questions, guys. And it's just to show that you're viewers, not just randoms hopping in. We're having robust conversations in there. It's free. It's free. Believe it or not, it's free. It's not $450, that's for fucking sure. But I'm pretty sure that the advice that's been given in there would have saved you over $450. I make me laugh. You guys make me laugh too, for that matter. So, off to the supermarket now to, well, get some lunch. It's 1:30 almost. And I'm going to take some cake over or something for Dad for Mother's Day. And I think it's time to wrap this one up, guys. Not too bad for a 5-item pick, but more importantly, to see channel members through their Sunday in the evening, and to see everyone else through on the Monday. That's the thing. So yeah, if you are thinking about becoming a channel member, just know there aren't that many perks to it, other than the fact that you're, to be honest, you're just really helping me. But in return, I make sure that the channel members get to see this stuff early on the day I do it. So if I say something happened on Sunday, it's still Sunday for them. Yeah, it just allows me to go about making more content more regularly, because I know I've got a little bit of a safety net there. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here for now. Have a good one. I really appreciate you. And you have no idea the impact you have in my life each and every day. So I will see you on the next video, or maybe even live. See how I feel. Yeah, by then I'll have been live, but you know, you can then time travel and stuff. And see ya.